Good evening and welcome back to Prime of My Life. It is a Monday evening, back at work today. Thankfully a lovely quiet day, and I had all my lunch and everything sorted, which I was rather pleased about. Came back home, Kathleen had dinner sorted, so yeah, it's been a good day. This evening I was bouncing about the internet as you do, and there was something in one of the pages that said that the younger generations are less likely to say thank you. They're more likely to put an emoji if it's on a message, or say cheers or ta or something. And seemingly in this survey that they did, which wasn't a particularly scientific survey, they're like, what's the problem? And they're like, just don't like feeling like I have to write thank you. I was like, okay. So that was one thing. There was another article last week saying that some of the bigger, like financial companies, etc., are having to give younger staff training on how to answer a phone and how to hold a conversation and how to interact. And that gets me quite worried, because the whole human thing is interaction. It's speaking to each other, it's meeting up with each other, it's working together to get somewhere, it's exchanging ideas, finding out your peer group. In my case, it was readers. I read so much when I was young. I also did music. I used to sing when I was younger. So that sort of gave me a group to be with. Obviously, being in a small town as well, it was the group of the people you grew up with, etc., etc. And as you went through the years and, went to various jobs in different places, you started speaking to people and got to know them, and that's who you went out with for your birthday or to celebrate something or just for the sheer hell of it at the weekend. And that doesn't seem to be happening now. And how is this going to progress? Because if we're not interacting, how are things going to get done? If a big company is already having to look at training people to be able to answer a call, this is not just cold calling, this is to be able to answer a query coming in. That's quite bad. I mean, I got taught that at school. Granted, it was in the secretarial class, but we got taught that at school. And as far as I know, Kathleen, she did business studies, and that was an amalgamation of like secretarial, economics, accounts, etc., etc. It was the whole lot. And they had conversations about such things. Kathleen obviously was quite pleased because my mother was originally a telephonist. So she had my mother's stories, and then she had my stories from the different offices I'd worked in. And most of the people that she knew had parents who had been in some, not even necessarily customer-facing role, but most of us had been. We worked in shops or chip shops or something like that when we were young to get our pocket money. Worked as waitress, barmaid, stuff like that. Even nowadays, McDonald's, So we had all done that, but there's seemingly a whole lot of people coming up now who are not having that interaction in real life. And saying that, don't get me wrong, sometimes when you see the way people are treated in retail and hospitality, I wouldn't be doing it nowadays either, because I would probably get lifted, because I don't accept that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be a different world in the next few years. I mean, even there was one that was on TikTok, as you do. There was one guy put a thing up. He's running a pub somewhere down Strathclyde way, and he was trying to open a business account. and he went to Santander and he went to Bank of Scotland, which were both in the shopping centre next to where his pub is. They wouldn't let him open a business account. He had to go and do it online. And he's like, I don't want to do it online. I want to, come into the bank. I will have cash to bring into the bank. Yeah, you need to go and open it all up online. And I think from my personal point of view, I think it could be going too far now, this fly-by-wire. Everything's online. You don't have to interact with people. The birth rate's already going down. At this rate, it's going to be dead slow stop. Yeah. So there you go. That's my thought for this evening. It just popped into my head when I was scrolling through different various media things throughout the day, and I was just like, yeah, this problem seems to be expanding, and I don't think that's a good thing. So there you go. I'm off to go and have my cup of tea now, and I will catch you later.